sends it to the outside. He can't get there. Kevin King is going to win the Barr FTF Cup Series.
Into the lead. Bud gets wrecked in front of the pack. He saves it. 3-4 wide as they come to the white flag.
Here comes Vargas down on the apron. They are 5 wide. Ian Plash will win it at the line. Is this package? Oh, there goes Jordan Lopez Jr. That's your race leader. Caution flag is out.
Still no one willing to give up as they're going to be dead even off of the first chicane.
Oh, he saves it. What's going to happen here? Here comes the canvas.
Get your front gear.
He's got it. He's got it. Get there. No.
Canvas is in. FTF.GG welcomes you to the virtual Nashville Superspeedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. Tonight, the Barr FTF Cup Series welcomes you to the Kickin' the Tires 400K from Nashville Superspeedway. Glad to have you along for the ride. Jacob Pitts here with you. Zach Johnson, our producer for tonight. Sean Butler should be joining us in the broadcast booth in a little while. Field is rolling. Let's get straight into your starting grid for tonight's 188 laps around Nashville. Daniel Buttafuoco, he's your pole sitter. Parker White to the outside. Frisch and Malik Ray in row 2. Graham Boland and Nick Miller in row 3. Blake Reynolds back this week. Kwame Scott makes his return. He's on the outside in row 4. Blake Bryant, Landon Mills make up your top 10. We'll scroll through the rest of your starting grid as we're about half a lap away from getting the green flag and getting this race underway. Your DNQs for tonight: Scotty Smith, Kyle Merkel, Juan Jimenez, Jeremy Clapper Newell, Jonathan Ledger, Josh Stoltz. And that is that. So here we go. Buttafuoco and Parker White, two drivers inside the top 5 in points. Parker White with 3 wins on the year. Make it 4. Buttafuoco still looking for his first. He had a second last week at Charlotte. We're underway in Nashville. Green flag. Daniel Buttafuoco will lead the opening lap here at Nashville. Parker White looks back to the inside. They'll be side by side for the lead going into turn number 1, and squeezing down on him is that 13 of Daniel Buttafuoco. Really aggressive driving from the rookie. He'll hold on to the lead for now. Parker White has to drop back to second. That's something similar to what we saw in the Xfinity race earlier today, where just the guy on the inside line, if you get pinched, you're likely going to go around. This track not easy to get around by any stretch. The concrete track just over a mile long, about a mile and a third. Passing, not easy. You're starting at the back. Good chance you'll be finishing back there. Your top 5 so far: Buttafuoco, Parker White, Malik Ray, Graham Boland in the 84 for Cosman, and then Kwame Scott rounding out the top 5. Your first battle is back with Blake Bryant and Brandon Hawken. That's for the 8th spot. Down the front straightaway, you got Philip McCandless right behind in the 109. Meanwhile, for the lead, Parker White tries it again, and this time he's clear. Parker White takes over the race lead. Your stages tonight: 50, 100, and 188. Of course, no cautions at the end of those stages. We keep on racing. And unless there's a caution for a crash, that's pretty much how it will be the whole race. Lag warning for the 19 of Nick Miller. He's been blinking, he's been blinking a lot these last couple of weeks. It's especially dangerous when it's happening at the front of the field. He loses another spot there to Hawken, drops back to 8th. Side by side right behind as he disappears and phases back in. Blake Bryant and Philip McCandless side by side. And they may ask Nick Miller to come to pit road. Figure out the connection issue or whatever is causing the blinking on the racetrack. Ryan Doucette there you see behind Kevin McAdams to the outside, Lawson Peel. Peel has had some good runs this season, all things considered. 2 top 10 finishes back at Las Vegas and Atlanta. Other than that, he has not finished inside the top 20 this season. A 29th at Gateway. Everything else outside the top 30. And of course, he did not make the field at Daytona or at the Rock. He's had the speed, just sometimes finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Similarly to the guy right behind him, Alex Kolnick in the 22. Been an up and down season for him. He finished 3rd in the Barr Visual FTF 500 at Daytona and 8th at Atlanta. Since then, only 1 finish inside the top 20. That was at Richmond. 2 outside the top 40. Last at Texas and second to last week at Charlotte. Has a lot of speed, just hasn't been able to finish the deal. Much of this field spread out single file. In fact, the entire field is single file around the racetrack. A little bit of a gaggle, though, behind Graham Bolin. He's in 4th. He's got a choo-choo train. Kwame Scott, Blake Reynolds, Brandon Hawken, Nick Miller, all nose to tail. And then a little bit of a gap before Blake Bryant and Philip McCandless. A little more of a gap, and then McCandless and company, who we were just following. Bolin making his 3rd start this year in that 84. You see Kwame Scott right behind. We haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. Finished 13th at Las Vegas, his best finish on the year. And another warning to Nick Miller about his connection. As you ride on board here, this is with Blake Reynolds. Back in the 66 this week, missed last week at Charlotte. Reynolds pick up the win at Wilkesboro. Here comes Hawkins now to the inside. He'll take over that spot. Hawkins still looking for his first win. Has a couple of top 5s, couple top 10s. Best finish so far, 4th at Road America. He's known for running well at the road courses. A little further back. See the 441 of Josh Parker. And we go back to the 099. Okay, All right. Josh Parker, the 441. You see him right in the thick of things. He's got Collins behind him and Aaron Riolo in the 048. No Sebastian Marin for the 2nd straight week. Puts Marin in an interesting spot because, as I mentioned, he did not make Charlotte. Marin got the win at Talladega. This would be his 3rd missed race if he doesn't apply for last place provisional for tonight. He can only miss 3 more to stay eligible for that win to count to lock him into the playoffs. Plus, this would drop him out of the top 16, so he would wind up bumping somebody out he falls outside of the top 25. He won't do that tonight, but if he misses any more races and he does fall out of the top 25 in points, that win would also no longer count. Malik Ray's in a similar situation there. He has now missed 4 races. The last one he missed, Road America. He's only got 2 more to spare. He also sits 22nd in points. He's 3rd on the racetrack right now, though, which is good news for him. He needs some good runs to help pad the gap that he has back to 25th place, so he doesn't have to worry about losing the eligibility of the playoffs with that win or with the amount of races that he has missed without an attempt. Parker White, your leader. He's got a half-second gap over Daniel Buttafuoco. Malik Ray is 3rd, about a second back from White. Then Graham Bolin, Kwame Scott, Brandon Hawken. Scott and Hawken in a good battle right now for that 5th spot. And Blake Reynolds, Blake Bryant, Nick Miller, who is still blinking. And I think they're going to tell him to get out of the way. And then Philip McCandless in the 10th spot. So saw Hawken get by. 099. No, I'm sorry. The 099 is Hawken. It's the 299 of Kwame Scott. And here comes Blake Reynolds to the inside. And he'll get by Kwame. Nick Miller has been black flagged. And he's upset, saying that we're single file. Why am I getting black flagged? But race control's argument, and I think it's a fair argument, is there are still cars around you and you are still disrupting them by blinking in and out. So I believe Nick Miller will have to make a trip to pit road or something here. We'll figure out exactly what this black flag will force him to do, but he also only has a certain amount of laps to serve it. Otherwise, he'll be disqualified. Oh, boy. Oh, man, look out. That was Doucette that just sent it in there on him. Moving him up out of the way. Just saying, hey, you know, you're not supposed to be up here anymore, son. Get out of the way. Nick Miller says he is pitting. And that is over. He blinks twice on pit road. And I find it interesting that Nick Miller says, I guess, that he's going to look at the broadcast and see how bad the blinking is. But in the fairness of the drivers, when you are in the race car and somebody in front of you blinks, it looks different than if you're in the replay watching the race live. You fly around you fly around in front of the driver, basically, when you are on the racetrack and the person in front of you is blinking. You do not see that from the spotter or viewer standpoint. You may see it as a spotter if you're viewing as that start spotting button or whatever, but other than that, it's not quite going to come across as bad on the broadcast end. But when it's happening, sometimes multiple times a lap, it can definitely be an impact for drivers that are up inside the top 10 and fighting for spots. We're about halfway through stage number 1, though. Now that situation has been taken care of, you see Kevin McAdams there, Lawson Peel behind under pressure from Josh Parker. Kolnix is there as well. That's for the 12th spot right now. Kolnix right behind, Vriolo, Nate Stewart, all there in a line. And Lawson Peel may lose all of those spots unless he can find a spot to drop down in line, and Kalnick is going to hang right on his left rear. Won't be able to drop in there. Or will he? Peel drives it in deep up on the outside. He can get the run off, and he can't. They'll stay side by side. On board with Riolo. Shout out to the upcoming events. You'll see that later. So Kalnick's trying to clear that SpaceX machine of Lawson Peel. Keyword is trying. It's tough to pass. Kalnick gets clear, though. And now Riolo will try it in that no paint again machine. Once again, the designer never sent him the paint scheme, so couldn't put it on the race car. There was an attempt. Here comes Nate Stewart to the inside. He's got Ryan Nalraki behind him, Cabrera, Michael Gonzalez, Jonathan Oates all in that line, but Lawson Peel's able to drop down in front of Nate Stewart and stop the bleeding. We are now back to single file throughout the entire field here in stage number 1. Parker White, your race leader, then Buttafuoco, Bolin, and Malik Ray. What happened to Malik? Hold on. Malik Ray just lost it. Or did he? No, he's pitting. You know what? I think he's bored. I think he's quitting. I really do. I think Malik Ray is going home. He was running in third place. Now he's making the long haul down pit road. Lawson Peel in more trouble. As Nate Stewart got by him, here comes Nalraki. Here comes Cabrera. Malik Ray down in his pit stall. You see Peel. He's getting eaten alive. He started in the 16th place. He's now right back where he started after charging his way through early. So remember what I said earlier about Malik Ray wanting to stop the bleeding as far as points are concerned? Well, where he's sitting right now, that would be last if he doesn't get back out on the racetrack and folks don't finish the race. Not what the driver of the 007 needed. He was in a spot not only to have a good run, but to pick up some stage points as well. Battle for 20th. Oates and Oshalin. And Oates is blocking for 20th on lap 33 of 188. See Michael Guest just in front of him in the 9. He'll go to the inside of the 12 of Lawson Peel. Peel will continue to lose spots. Guest started back in 32nd. He's now passed 14 cars since the green flag. Driver setting the fastest laps that last time by. Michael Gonzalez in 16th with a 30.887. See this time by. It's like Graham Bolin running the fastest lap time that last time by, getting down still into the 30.8s. And Malik Ray has fallen out of the session. Not sure if that was by choice or not, but he's still 43rd. Multiple laps down, and as of now, out of this kicking the tires 400K. How about Justin Malillo out there in that 053? Currently sits 28th. He's getting passed by Nick Miller. He's a lap down. Plessel behind him is for position. Meanwhile, let's transition to the battle for second, as Graham Bolin has caught Daniel Buttafuoco. The tires just not holding up for that 13, and the fill-in driver has caught second place. Bolin has only made 2 other starts this year. Second at Wilkesboro, rather sixth at Wilkesboro, second at Road America. And he takes over second place here. Parker White, though, continues to curb stop the field. He's out in front by a second. 40, almost 40 laps are complete. 10 to go in stage number 1. We'll step aside and go to a break. Parker White, your leader in Nashville. Awesome Peel on the pit lane here at Nashville Super Speedway in the Kicking the Tires 400K, and he's not the only one. He burned his stuff up under green, but now pit road's about to be a busy place. Nate Stewart makes the call. He's coming to pit road. Josh Parker comes to pit road. Graham Bolin, you see him, your second place car. Seth Noel, you saw him at the top of your screen. He whiffed. He'll try it again next time by. He missed pit road by a country mile. And that one, there you see him. We'll see if anybody else decides to come to pit road here. We're coming to 5 to go in stage 1. Brian Doucette makes the call. He's coming to pit road. Seth Noel going to try it again. Trouble, front straightaway, in the wall. Jonathan Oates and David Cabrera. Caution's out. This is right at 5 to go in the stage. As Jonathan Oates makes contact with David Cabrera, Oates is mad, and the caution flag is out for the first time. Watch Cabrera. He gets loose and then gets into the back bumper and turns him up into the outside wall. Right in the middle of a green flag stops, and right before the end of the stage is our first caution. Another angle. Pit road is a busy place. So everybody will get some work done here. See who wins the race off pit road. No Kevin King tonight in that 88, by the way. Not even a replacement for him. He made the unfortunate decision of watching his Washington Nationals get slaughtered by the Padres. As Parker White will win the race off of pit road. Frank DeAngelis missed his pit stall, as did Zabelski and Art Reimer. They will have to come back around. I say that, the Nationals are beating the Padres 2-0 in the top of the 5th. Right on cue. Oh, brother. Well. Here you see Justin staying out. He's going to try and get stage points. Or they just extended the caution. So if they just extended the caution, does that mean Justin Melillo just won the stage? Because we're at 2 to go in the stage now, right here when they cross the line. So does that mean that Justin Melillo has just big-brained everybody and has won stage number 1? Or the stage is... Oh, those mother... They changed it. They changed it on me because it was 50, 100, 188. Right now they're trying to figure out free pass as Justin Melillo will come to pit road. He's had enough. So Parker White will retake the lead. Let's take a look at what's upcoming. Here on FTF. There is stuff and things and stuff coming up. There it is. So obviously Nashville's tonight. You're seeing that. That's not upcoming. That is now. But after that, Core Summer Series presented by SimRatMarket.com. Their exhibition race is Monday night at Charlotte in the street stock. Should be a fun time. Heat racing. They just informed drivers of the format today. The ModernRacingPrince.com FTF1 Series is at Chicagoland on Friday. And you'll see all that and more right here on FTF. So, Graham Bolin is the lucky dog. So everybody else in front here is going to have to wave around, I guess. I'm still very lost as to what is happening. I think it's an issue of whether or not people got off of pit road in time and all that. We don't choose until 1 to go. So these guys are just screwing around. Okay, now everybody else is choosing here. Don't hit the grass. Access road, you're on the inside. Racetrack, you're on the outside. Touch the grass, you're going to the back. I don't know what in the world Seth Noel is doing right now. He's trying to argue his case about where he was before stops and where he should be and whether or not he should be at the back of the field or waved around or what. So we have extended the caution once again. For those of you just joining us, welcome to 1990 at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Brett Bodine is your race leader. This is why we don't wreck in the middle of green flag pit stops. Take notes, everybody. Yeah, so that format for Core, I got to do something to break up the night. So the format for Core should be a lot of fun. I do not remember where it was posted. There it is. So we'll have 5 heats. I'd imagine that could fluctuate because we're averaging like 5 cars a heat, which I think is a little light, but that's also anticipating 25 drivers, which maybe, I don't know, but nonetheless, it's 6 lap heats, then a 7 lap E-main, 8-lap D main, 9-lap C main, 10-lap B main, and a 15-lap feature. 8 cars in the feature. So it should be a lot of fun. No points on the line, just for fun. Meanwhile, the fun's about to restart here in Nashville. Parker White and Blake Reynolds are back on the front row, and we're finally back to racing in Nashville. Trouble! Back straightaway. One car around to the inside wall. It's the 15 of Cole Freilich. He comes over the radio and says we're good. He just got loose coming off turn number 2 and mows the grass. They were 3 wide and almost 4 wide, though, in the back of the field. Back around Brian Zabelski and Lawson Peel, they made it work. Nate Stewart back there as well. Meanwhile, battle up toward the front, you see Brandon Hawken. Yeah, Philip McCandless. Aaron Riolo is there. Michael Gonzalez. Michael Guest. 5 to go in the stage. Now. And Justin Melillo is pitting. I don't know for what reason, but Justin Melillo is pitting. And Frank DeAngelis is going to run him over and crash him. Now they're big crash in turn 4. DeAngelis didn't ignored the fact that Melillo was pitting, ran him over, and 4 cars crash as a result. In the buffer zone for the stage. So Parker White will pick up his 13th and a half stage win this year. And he will win stage number 1. I mean, Melillo said it in voice chat and put it in text chat. How do you not? I just don't get it. A lot of damage for those back here. I believe that's Josh Parker. Stewart went through the grass. Poncarier went through the grass. And now, I'm not sure why Melillo had to pit, but now he's got damage to fix as well. Well, that's your stage. And we started strong and went 40 laps without a caution. And, well, we limp our way into stage number 2. We'll take a break. We'll reset. Parker White wins stage 1 in Nashville. We're back after this on FTF.GG. Back here at Nashville Super Speedway, Parker White, your leader. Stage 1 is complete. He wins the stage. As I said, picks up his 13th and a half stage win on 2023. And just continues to keep adding points to his bank going into the playoffs. Coming into tonight, he has a 505 point lead over Frisch, who's in that second spot. And then things get a lot closer from third place on back, at least to Frisch, nonetheless. Parker White, Kwame Scott on the front row, green flag. Stage 2 is green. Side by side for second. Kwame Scott on the outside. Daniel Botafuco down on the inside. Botafuco's had a fast car. He was the pole sitter for tonight. Just overdrove his stuff in that first stage and was falling back. They are 3 and 4 wide going to turn number 1 in the back of the field with Landon Mills. Oshalem is in this. David Cabrera. They sorted out. They're still 3 wide, 2 rows deep. It is chaos here in the back of the field. Got Matt Spalding there in the thick of things and the 7. And behind him, it's still chaos. Oshlin down on the bottom. You got Mills up top. Cabrera looking middle. Chris Wetz is in that. Ryan Araki, the FTF 500 champ, he's in there. As Sean Butler joins the program, some 60 laps into this deal, the racing is picked up here in stage number 2, and as the lights have come on.
Looks like I missed a good amount, but, you know, the racing is very, very close as we just have some crazy stuff going on in the back of the field here. Logan Helton, Landon Mills coming to blows for about the 18th spot back here. And, Jacob, you've had your work cut out for you this whole race, it seems, with everything that's been going on. These restarts have been exactly like this, just hectic everywhere you look.
Well, and surprising enough, we've only had, this is our second restart. We've only had 3 starts altogether. Impressive for us, I know, that we've only had 2 cautions in the first 65 laps, but we were able to keep it green for a long time, and now it looks like we're starting to get back into the swing of things, as it's still double wide back here from around 18th on back. Oh, one car slides off turn 2 down on the apron. It's Kolonix. He keeps it down there, and we stay green.
I don't know what the heck happened to Kolonix there. Looking back, looks like he just got a little loose. There was nobody really behind him. He got a little help. It looked like that was Daniel Falkingham, I believe, off it too, but didn't really cause the accident. So Ryan Araki in the wall. There's just stuff happening everywhere here. That was a little bit of contact with the 7. So there, Matt Spalding and Araki coming to blows here.
Goodness. Oh, and more contact almost. Landon Mills about put Spalding in the wall. Off turn 2. Yeah, big business picking up in the back half of the field, though. It's business as usual, as I mentioned, single file from first back to 16th. Spalding and Oshlem side by side here. Back up toward the front. Oh, I thought they were making a move, but no, they stay in line. As they continue to sort it out. Yeah.
Jordan Worth and David Cabrera nearly getting together there on the front straightaway. Look at that 58 of Michael Frisch. He's right there. Nate Stewart back here. Got a lot of big names right around here. Lawson Peel in there. They're looking to go 3 wide. Chris Wetz to the inside of Cabrera. Now Frisch giving Wetz a push. And Cabrera says, you guys have at it there. I'm not having any part of this.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to dive it on in there, fine by me. Just don't take me with you if there's contact. They sort it out, though.
Not really missing anything at the front of the field. Still single file. It's slowly single filing out for the remainder of the field. And first side-by-side battle looks like it's between Chris Wetz. Here's Frisch again. There's Lawson Peel again. Wetz is getting out of dodge there, so he will drop back to 23rd, move Frisch up to 24th, and Lawson Peel to 21st. And they're still finding ways to go side-by-side as Frisch makes his way underneath Peel.
Peel had a fast car.
Stewart to the apron on the front stretch.
Yeah, got to get that clean air on the nose, I guess. Stewart's trying to make his way back up toward the front, even though right now he's chilling exactly where he started. Meanwhile, back toward the front, we do have a battle. Oh my gosh, Blake Bryant and Philip McCandless are side by side. Michael Guest right behind as well. About the battle for 17th. Ryan Doucette. Not much of a battle. Blows by Logan Helton. Haven't seen Helton for a couple weeks, and Doucette is gone. He'll take it away.
Logan Helton spotter Brian Hicks on the tower there is probably not liking that. He's probably encouraging his driver to pick it up a little bit, if I know Brian like I do. But Logan's a very patient driver, as we've all seen in the past, so he knows his way how to save tires, pick everyone else up, as the run goes on. And as this is kind of dying down, there's some action happening towards the front of the field. Michael Gonzalez holding on to that 6th position. The 075, he's got Philip McCandless and last race's winner, Michael Guest, all over the back. And we saw that battle between Blake Bryant, Graham Bolin right behind him there. A little bit further behind back, Daniel Falkingham goes underneath Kevin McAdams. Or I'm sorry, that is Kevin McAdams. I can't read apparently. So
well, there are like 16 patriotic cars in the field tonight. All of the Mickey Mouse Esport vehicles, with the exception of Graham Bolin, who's technically not under their banner, but replacing Cosman, who is.
I kind of want speeding to come back so we can stop saying the Mickey Mouse, whatever they are now.
Well, I think it's supposed to be FTF Legacy Club or something stupid like that. But
the old guys.
They've renamed it the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but nonetheless, they're all in red, white, and blue. Josh Parker parked the car, but he was in red, white, and blue. And then you've got Gonzalez, who's in not quite that, but white and blue. So everything looks the same up here toward the front.
Props to you for staying with all the changes there. Looks like no real battles going on the racetrack, at least side-by-side battles anyway. So it looks like all the commotion has died down. Parker White back at the front of the field's got about a half a second lead over Daniel Buttafuoco, our pole sitter. And Jacob, every car at the front is like a 5/10 of a second gap between each other. They're very evenly spread out. And then you got to go back to Michael Guest, who just made the pass on Philip McCandless, and Michael Gonzalez. So slide Gonzalez back a little bit, McCandless up one, and they're all lined up behind Guest.
Yeah, that's just about what we saw in in stage one, before the caution came out in pit stops. Everybody just got strung out, especially up in the top 5, and everybody broke out to about a half-second margin, and nobody could reel it in. Oshalim getting by Aaron Riolo. That's in the 15th spot. And then a little further back, Matt Spalding and Chris Wetz side by side. Back around 21st. Spalding in the 7, filling in for Matthew Zwack, and here comes Nate Stewart 3 wide. Spalding drives it in on the outside. He clears. Now Stewart trying to hold on there on the bottom. He got involved in that crash off turn 4 when Frank DeAngelis just ignored Justin Melillo's call for pit road and ran him over.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. Like, I saw him drive it in, and Justin was on the radio before there was even contact, and he was definitely on the radio after there was contact.
I would hope there would be on the radio. You know, there's if this league has told us anything, that there is camaraderie between these guys, but when there are disagreements, oh man, West just hit the wall off a 4 there. Yep. But when there's disagreements, you and everybody else will hear about it. So these guys know each other, know how they race, and you would think they would know what to expect by now when they're racing by each other this often.
I think the worst part was that Justin said he was pitting over voice chat and put something in text chat. And DeAngelis still ignored it and ran him over.
Well, we saw the same thing happen in the Rockingham 508 last year, the infamous Kevin McAdams, David L. Brown incident, so similar thing. A little further back here, Michael Frisch working over Aaron Riolo. That's for 18th, so Frisch is kind of picking his way up through the field. As we know, he just loves to start at the rear of these races for some reason. But that Barr Visuals 58, a very familiar sight at the front, but he has been mitigated to kind of the rear of the field. As a little further up here, Ryan Doucette going by Jack Mace just ahead of these guys. I want to give Zach Johnson a little workout here. It's been a while since I've done a race, an FTF race with him fully. So we're giving him we're making him click a lot of buttons here. So stay alive there, Zach.
Yeah, it's Frisch would have started third. Instead, he started from the pits and basically had to work his way through the field with nothing.
I have no sympathy for him if he wrecks.
Because there wasn't a caution for the first 45 laps. You see Jack Mace in the 107. He is 16th. You see Frisch go by Jordan Worth. That's right behind him.
Have we gotten a close-up of Jordan Worth's paint scheme yet?
No, I don't believe we have.
Jordan's car, he painted it himself. It has a bunch of the bottom split personalities on there. You have Chris Davis. Well, it's pretty much with our buddy Chris Davis, who's in the Navy. So Chris is all plastered all over this car. You have Brian Hicks on there. I'm not on there, which I'm not happy about. I have to talk to Jordan about that somewhere. He said he couldn't find a spot for me. I don't know why. I don't believe him.
I think we need to zoom in on that car, see if we can find something. Trouble for Graham Bolin. He is blinking.
Plummeting.
Well, he's blinked out, blinked in for half a second, and he's gone, and now he's back.
Let me look at his results page. His quality is kind of taking a dive right now. So
yeah,
Graham
not a quality move.
Spotter Houston Hamer / crew chief Houston Hamer is on the box with him right now, and you guarantee him he is not happy. Graham is back, though. Didn't register his last lap. His quality looks to be coming back to normal, so I think it all is good in that Charlotte Phoenix number 84.
That's the way it looks. Still running in 7th. He's got Guest behind him, Guest in front of him, and McCandless behind him.
How about Philip McCandless in that 109? You know, been up here pretty solidly. Has started in 12th. You know, is hovering around the top 10. He's got Michael Gonzalez. He's in a dead zone sandwich right now with Graham Bolin and Michael Gonzalez. But good job by Philip overall. Been in that iconic purple number 109. He's holding his own up there.
I talked to him right after qualifying, and he joked and said, I think this was before qualifying. He joked and said that, I've only made like 5 starts this year, and I checked my stats, and he's made 4 starts because he missed Daytona. That would have been his 5th, but he missed the race. He had a long stretch of not making the field, used last place provisionals up through Talladega, made Dover, finished 8th, missed Kansas, 19th at Wilkesboro, 7th at Gateway. Road America was a week to forget, 38th, and he missed Charlotte last week. He's only made 4 starts. 2 of them have been in the top 10. He's 40th in the driver's standings. That guy, if only I could qualify these darn things, I'd make more races.
He is actually looking for a sponsor for the Firecracker 400 coming up. So if you're watching, you don't have a car to sponsor, and you want to, hit up Philip Cecil McCandless. He's actively looking for sponsorship if you're curious about that.
And you ain't kidding. That is coming up in a hurry. July starts next week.
Yeah.
For those of you that do not pay attention to the old calendar, ready or not, here I come. July 4th is a week from Tuesday.
Speaking of ready or not, here I come. Michael Frisch, a little bit further back behind this for 15th, has just passed Jonathan Oshalim. Jordan Worth looking to follow behind him. So Frisch doing what he does and picking his way through this field here. Doesn't have to. He's perfectly capable of starting and up front, with qualifying, but he loves to make his life harder in these races, it seems. But he's there, hunting down Ryan Doucette a little bit. What about further back right here? A little bit further back behind this group. Nate Stewart and Matt Spalding have been side by side for the last 3 laps for 21st as Spalding gets the wall a little bit. Is that a SpongeBob car for Matt Spalding?
Yep.
Why?
Yes, it is. I don't know.
Okay. Gotta have
It's there.
Gotta have a talk with he and the Puffer Zone folks about this car. A little bit of left front damage on the car for Spalding, but it doesn't seem to be affecting his speed all too much. But he and Stewart are holding up this group behind them of David Cabrera and Frank DeAngelis.
That's what happens when you get side by side in these cars. You hold up the guys behind you, and the guys in front of you can scoot on away.
Oh,
Battle
there
for
we go.
Third. Kwame Scott, Blake Reynolds here.
Kwame's got to be happy today. The Mets won. Right, Jake?
Yeah, they did. Of course, David Robertson. I don't understand. Rob Thompson still needs a statue built for him, but I also am starting to get to the point where I want this man fired. I get Josh Harrison pinch hitting worked once. As soon as I saw him walk up, I said, he's going to ground out, double play, this game's over. What does he do? Second pitch, ground out, double play, game's over. Why would you put him in the box for that? To try and... there's finally a guy on base. You have a chance. Let's send out our worst hitter. I don't get it.
If there's any Philadelphia sports radio shows open, Jacob Hitz, I'm sure, would love to have a segment on the shows just to rant for a while. He'll give his own show. I would pay to listen to it. Meanwhile... Of course it was David Robertson that they lost to at the very end, too. It couldn't have been anybody else. Meanwhile, a little further back, Michael Frisch, as I've been documenting this whole time, has passed Ryan Doucette for the 14th spot.
Oh.
Pit stops coming up. Is that Ryan Naraki on pit road? It is.
It is. Interesting call. We've got this time by 25 to go in the stage. Now, everybody pitted about 47 laps ago. They have had caution laps, especially since that first caution was 15 minutes. They've had plenty of time to save fuel. So they can go a little bit further than here, even though they only went about 50 laps, a little less than that in stage number 1. And that's when we saw the caution come out with Oates and Cabrera.
Another spot overtake. Alex Kolinick overtook Paul Mikolajczyk for 29th after getting loose off of 2 earlier. And I guess I'm looking at this battle again. Matt Spalding is right in the thick of it with Chris Wetz here back in for 24th. And we got more coming on the pit road? Seth Nola's on pit road now.
He was one of the early guys to pit in stage number 1. So not surprised that he's coming in. Nate Stewart's going to be pitting this time.
Why do I see him in an 88? I don't know.
In an 88.
I see Seth Nolan in 88, but I guarantee that's not right. It's just Trading Paints doing its thing.
Correct. That is not right. I heard Malillo say the same thing earlier. He's in the 1 for me and for the broadcast.
Nate Stewart in. The Apex Action Photography number 4 Camaro. Cool looking car there for Nate.
Yeah.
Our leader, Parker White. He has stretched it, got a 2-second gap over Daniel Buttafuoco. So White checking out on this race so far.
In search of his 14th and a half stage win as Graham Boland comes onto pit road.
Now, I missed the start of this race. Is Graham subbing for Cosman? Is that why he's in the 84? Or
Yes. Yep.
okay.
Yep. Graham subbing for Cosman. You've got Spalding in the 7 subbing for Zlak.
Look at the 99s going at it here. Kwame Scott,
Yeah.
Brandon Hawkin. Some idiot ruined Hawkins' race at Charlotte last week after he was having a dominant effort.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Hawkins been up
idiot
and
was
down
me,
the
by
stretch.
the way, for those of you
Yeah,
swearing at him.
I realize that.
No, I'm just saying it there. If you weren't watching last week, I was the idiot that did that. So, Aaron Riolo on pit road. He brings the AGR Gaming 70 Camaro in. Jacob pit stops are.
Jack Mace just said, pitting in Frank, I swear to God. DeAngelis is the next car behind him. Now he's more than a second back, so if he hits him, he has to be aiming for him. As here comes Mace, along with Guest, Falkingham, and a couple of others.
So I'm saying the camaraderie with everybody. And Mace overshoots his stall.
Oh, he had DeAngelis on the mind, and it cost him.
He was too worried about him. Cole
Yep.
Freilich in behind them.
Blake Bryant's in this time from the top 10. You see him, that 07 Pepsi machine. Chris Wetz, Matt Spalding.
Jordan Worth.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. Jordan's not in yet. I was seeing if you're paying attention.
I heard him come over the radio, so I just assumed that. Parker White stays out for another lap. Here comes Buttafuoco and Blake Reynolds. And they are coming in hot, but no black flags for either. No speeding.
Curious if I'm Parker White. I've got such a big lead here. I'm thinking I just stay out as long as I could, maybe, because he has shown he's the dominant car over this long run. So I'd be surprised if he pits
Right on cue. Here he
right
comes.
on cue. That's why he's in Coke and I'm not. Kwame Scott behind him. Michael Gonzalez
Hawkins stays
coming.
out, though. So we'll see what that does. Jordan Worth does as well.
Philip McCandless lit him off coming into the pits, so he was trying to get everything he got. Jonathan Oshalim stays out. Don't tell me
Alex DeAngelis,
Don't tell me-
Mikolajczyk.
Jordan Worth's going to try one of his classic stupid strategies to see if it works. He
Well,
tries
if he
this
stays
all the time.
if he stays out one more lap, he's going to take the lead because Hawkins is coming to pit road.
I think Jordan might be coming too. Nope, he's staying out. He's
No.
doing his thing.
And he's going to lead the lap. He'll beat Hawkins to the line. Jordan Worth takes the lead in Nashville.
I hope those of you who bet on your legal sports betting websites, Jordan Worth leading a lap in FTF tonight, are getting your payouts effectively.
He's coming in this time. Parker White. Oh, that's why. Okay. So Jonathan Oates crashed it on the pit exit ramp
no.
thing. Oh, no, Jordan, look out. No, that's legal. You can do that. Parker White passed Oates after Oates spun it, was slow, getting back
caution.
up to speed. Caution! Front straightaway. Around, it's Ryan O'Rocky.
And that's going to be killer for his strategy. He was the one that started this pits cycle here.
Had
What in
some
the world?
contact.
Seth
Contact, it
Knoll?
looks like Seth Knoll, just washed up into him. Collects Jonathan Goke and Art Reimer.
We'll get a replay here. Let's take a look. So watch. You see right in the center of your screen, the Bobcat 37. Seth Knoll just got, I think he got in the 93's dirty air right there.
Yeah.
Just sent him up the track and pushed him up into Naraki. Nowhere to go for Goke. That's a tough break for everybody involved there.
And for Hudson in the 93, he's on older tires and hadn't stopped yet. Everybody else around him was on fresher tires, and I wonder if maybe they just caught up on him too fast, and that's what caused that. And unfortunately, Naraki saved it, and there was nowhere for the 08 and the 49 to go on corner exit. Or I'm sorry, the 04. Art Reimer in for Dylan Basin this week. Nowhere for them to go, and that's what collects them.
So this will make your top 3 for now. Jonathan Oshalem, Frank DeAngelis, and Alex Kolinix. They're going to bring it in. Those guys stayed out the longest. So everybody, it looks like in the top 10, really should be bringing it in. Oshalem, Kolinix, Peel, DeAngelis, Hudson, Goke, Reimer, all those guys.
I think we'll have 9 cars on the, or I'm sorry, 5 or 6 cars on the lead lap that will not need to wave around. Brian Zabelski stayed out? Are you kidding me? Oh boy. Okay.
He may be ensuring he goes to the back here.
Maybe.
There's no way because he's on lap
48. Yeah, he's got to pit.
Yeah.
He won't make it to the end of the stage. So then it's Parker White, Graham Boland, Buttafuoco, Guest, Worth. That's your top 6. Then Oshalem, basically everybody that just stopped, Oshalem, Kolinix, DeAngelis and company. Then you'll have all the waiver rounds. Leading that group is Hawken. Then Falkingham, Gonzalez, McCandless, Blake Bryant, Mikolajczyk, and more. So you're going to have just about everybody back on the lead lap after this caution. But it's just some of those fast cars are going to be in the back of the field, and they're only going to have about 10 laps to try and get themselves in a spot to pick up some stage points.
No way. Oh boy, he stayed out again.
What are you doing?
Chaos.
He's trapping these guys a lap down.
I figured he would do that. That's by design.
Okay, here's who he's keeping a lap down. Chris Wetz, David Cabrera, Matt Spalding, Cole Freilich, Ryan Noraki, and Jonathan Oates.
What is happening here?
What is So they were passing the lap cars and thought Zabelski was a lap car. So they're going to send Zabelski's going to EOL himself. No, he's not. I am so lost right now.
I am perplexed right now. Hold on.
I heard him say, "I screwed up, I'm sorry."
This is just more headaches for Justin Malillo and company to sort out.
Well, okay, so I think Zabelski's going to pit this time. The folks that were in front of Parker White but behind Zabelski now need to get back in front of Parker White so that way they can officially get the wave around. Otherwise, they would be trapped a lap down. So they got to get back out in front of Parker since he'll be the race leader again.
They've got to delay this at least 1 lap, right? Just to get this sorted out.
Nah, they're good. We already delayed the first caution 4 laps. We don't need to delay this.
All right, so it'll be White, Boland, Buttafuoco, Guest, Worth, your top 5.
All right.
They're choosing now. So Parker, Buttafuoco going to choose the low side. Guest and Worth choose the top. Sorry, guys. Jake and I are just listening to all the radio chatter going on right now. It is wonderful watching these guys try to figure out what the heck to do here.
Trying to figure out what in the world is going on. But all right, we're getting set for the restart. We are well past the halfway point. 10 to go in stage 2 on the restart. Parker White, Graham Boland on the front row. Green flag. Seth Knoll, black flagged. He's going to have to pit.
Sapelski just coming out of the pits right there.
Yeah. Don't forget about me, guys. Oh, and he's on the apron as the... Oh, my gosh. Everybody got by him without issue, and now almost gets into Noel as he's trying to pit. A disaster. Meanwhile, they're 3 and 4 wide, mid-pack, back around Kevin McAdams, Michael
Nate
Frisch, and more.
Nate Stewart getting ping-pong balled around there in the middle. Brett Poncari shifting back a little bit. Michael Frisch almost just took this entire group out. They're staggered 4 wide off of 4.
Oh, there goes Helton through the grass. Keeps his foot in it. We stay green. He's drifting it. He's going to lose all of his spots and speed, but he keeps it pointed in the right direction. Great car control there from the 63. It's not easy to control these things in the grass anymore.
Looking like me and Core last week. That was fun.
Yeah.
Back at the
All right,
front
Melillo is pitting again. He is saying it over the radio constantly so he doesn't get run over again. And he makes it safely.
Everybody has to say it like 7 times so no one runs everyone over.
Just a precaution.
So here's the front of the field here, a little further behind these guys. Brandon Hawken, Lawson Peel were going at it for the last spot in 10th. Daniel Falkingham looking underneath Lawson Peel right now. This is for 11th. There you see them at the top of your screen there, side by side.
By the way, Seth Knoll was black flagged for the wreck score. That's why he got a black flag. Wasn't a restart violation or anything.
Well, 3 wide right here. Blake Reynolds looking underneath DeAngelis and Oshalim here. Oh, man. Oh, no!
Oh, no, not Knoll! And they're going to crash again on pit road entry! Are you kidding me? For the second time tonight, and this is a big one!
Oh, my God. That is
not top 10. Not top 10.
That is half the field.
That's the second time tonight that they have crashed it when a driver's trying to make it on pit road. Seth Knoll only put it in text chat 20 times and he still got hit. Literally 20 times. And he still got hit because they were 3 wide behind him. Watch the one. He has to pit. He has a black flag. His wreck score. Blake Reynolds runs him over.
He's said it numerous times. Oh, and he came back up the track. Philip McCandless, you see there.
Oh, my Jack Mace. What was that?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
There's a lot to unpack here. Who are we on board with here? This is Jack Mace we're on board with. Let's see what he saw. There's it. There's the smoke. Oh, wow. He tried to thread the needle there, and it just closed up. What in the world?
That was in the buffer, by the way. Parker White wins his 14th and a half stage. We need to take a look. Kevin, get on board with Kevin. Yes, get on board with Kevin. One more look.
All right, here we go. Per Kevin's request, what did he see?
I think I saw him sneak through there.
What? There's the wreck.
Whoa!
There's no way.
May have had a little tap on the front end, but other than that, great stuff, Kevin.
Wow.
Oh boy.
All right, so I think we need to take 5 after this one, Jake. That was.
I think so. About as many cars crashed as the Colorado Rockies have given up runs tonight. They're down 15-0 in the 3rd inning to the Los Angeles Angels. We'll step aside. It's a blowout at the end of stage 2. Parker White's your leader after a wild finish to the stage. We're back after this on FTF. It's now 18-0 Angels over the poor Rockies.
We're back, Jake.
I know. That's why I started with this. Because we ended with it right before break. Oh, my gosh. Hi. Welcome back to Nashville. Okay, like half the field just wrecked a moment ago if you missed it. Stage 3 is now underway. No. We're still in Stage 2. This is a one-lap dash. All right, well, Parker White will...
Oh,
there they go. Kolonix shipped by Oshalim. Now Parker White wins the stage. Oh, my gosh. Look out, Chris Wetz. Ross Chastain. And he's got damage, so does Frisch. They all just threw it up against the wall. Now the stage is done. Tell you what, after they bulldoze Texas, they may need to come to Tennessee.
They should have done it already. Kolonix saying, I didn't know we were 3 wide.
Well, he does now.
Here's the replay. I think it checks out. Watch the 4th car on the top line.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Didn't know they were 3.
And they're just scrambling to get through. Brett Pancari. Oh, my goodness.
Now, in the defense of Kolonix, Nate Stewart did send it kind of late, but, I mean...
You got to listen to your spotter, though. It tells you.
Yeah.
It definitely tells you.
Because, like, Kolonix is following the guys in front of him.
And you're able to see in your mirror when people make moves like what Stewart did, so... Brett Pancari, right. How did he not hit him? And then Blake Bryant just squeaked through on the top.
Yeah.
Why did Blake go on the top?
At least Bryant was able to slow it down up against the outside wall and didn't go flying in there like Chris Wetz. I thought he was going to T-bone him.
Blake had the entire bottom of the racetrack and he elected to use the top. Oh, man. But anyways, yeah, as I was saying, you could see in the mirrors here in these cars, there's enough, I guess, visual with these cars to see what other cars are doing behind you. So part of it is being aware of what's going on around you. But the other half is, listening out for your spotter, and I guess there's just a miscommunication somewhere for Kolonix, and that happened. Kolonix's damage is so weird. His spoiler is pushed in, but the rear bumper is kind of, I don't know.
Why don't we...
You could zoom in on that a little, Zach, if we're able to. Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah. The spoiler's in, but the bumper's out.
I don't know.
Love that.
Here we go.
All right, well, while we're looking at the damage to Kolonix, let's talk with the first pit road assault victim, Justin Melillo. What the hell happened?
I have no idea what's going on. Trying to figure out, people are yelling at me now because they're trying to say I was in the wrong spot, but I mean, I told the lap cars to pass me and they didn't pass me, so I chose and I started where I started, and that's why I'm the lucky dog now. So if you're listening, Lucas, that's why. I didn't really get a chance to explain myself on that, but yeah, it's been a crazy night, huh? It's
yeah,
sheesh. I really thought we were going to have the most boring race. I was hoping for the most boring race tonight, and we have had anything but. I don't understand it sometimes, but we're back on lead lap now, and I am all fixed up, and I got fresh tires on her now, and I'm ready to go and try and gain some spots and not be as upset as I've been this entire night. So yeah, let's do it.
Who's going to be the next pit road entry victim tonight? We've already had 2. Who's going to be the 3rd?
Golly, I hope it's not me again. It's crazy. So there's an access road in turn 3, and I almost said to the other admins, I was like, let's just make everybody take the access road. It's there, why not? It should be safer. Nah, let's do it as God intended off of turn 4, and I'm kind of regretting that now, and it's been the trouble zone. It's been the trouble turn 4. So yeah, we'll regroup here. Let's hope we can get some green flag racing under our belts here. It's going to be close on fuel for some people, and should be fun.
There you have it, Justin Melillo. Good luck. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That's Justin Melillo, part of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. We'll send him back to the clubhouse, and they'll choose. Oh my gosh! I hope there are no Rockies fans in the audience.
Just let it go, Jake.
You're better served watching us than watching the Rockies right now. Oh man, 20-0 in the 4th inning.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man, that's all right. Well, Parker White and Graham Bolden on the front row. Parker White wins the stage. Officially now. The scrapyard of cars out of the race. Nate Stewart, Alex Kolnick, Kwame Scott. Oh my God, that's a home run. 23-0 Angels. Stewart, Kwame Scott, Kolnick, Nick Miller, Josh Parker, Malik Ray all out of the race. Malik Ray just pulled over and called it the night. He didn't actually wreck. Everybody else did. Green flag.
Oh,
Back to racing.
Is that a possible lane change for Graham Bolin? Gotta see that. That might be possible, but side by side behind him, Buttafuoco and Guest, a mirror image of last week.
Oh, one car sideways. Zach Hudson down on the apron off turn 2. Keeps it pointed in the right direction. Keeps that thing ground to the racetrack, and we stay under green.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, side by side for third, Falkingham and Guest.
Buttafuoco is hanging tough on that top side, though. You kind of, early in the run, this is kind of where you want to be, as Guest is getting really loose here. That's going to open the door for Falkingham. Crosses him over, looks to the inside. And Falkingham in that 054. I want to know when he's going to get a paint scheme for that thing. It just looks like a test car all year.
Yep.
Daniel, if you're listening, throw a paint scheme on it, please. We need something.
Yeah, it's weird seeing a black Interstate Batteries car. We're used to seeing it with Monster Energy, not quite with the other Toyota sponsor. But
meanwhile, further back here, you see the right of your screen. That's David Cabrera, Aaron Riolo, just chopping it up here for the 9th position. Cabrera in the 31, Riolo in the 048.
Good run for Aaron Riolo. He's had a couple of good runs these last couple of weeks. 7th at Charlotte last week, 8th at Kansas last month. Here he is flirting with another top 10 tonight.
Is this going to be the run, Jacob, where we finally just settle? Oh, never mind.
Jonathan Goke making the chicane off turn 2. Keeps it straight.
Oh,
But
Lucas Plus.
Yeah, he
right
cut
in
it
there.
close. But, I mean, most of our green
What
flag
is
runs.
What is Scope doing? Was he checking the time? Or his heart rate?
Did he have a call?
I don't know. He might have. I don't know. If you are unfamiliar with our broadcast here on FTF, Jonathan Goke always lets us use his webcam whenever we're in races, and that is a heck of a NASCAR man cave he's got.
Oh, yeah.
There's more on the other wall he showed us during one of a post-race interview, and that's only half of what's in there. I've never seen that much stuff on the walls of one room.
And donning that Vikings jersey.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back up front, we got a little bit of a battle brewing for a second. It looks like Graham Bolin has Daniel Buttafuoco in his tire tracks. Michael Guest right behind him. So it looks like they were able to sort that little battle out. As Buttafuoco looks to the inside, I wish we could see it, but they are side by side for second right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here they come. Oh, boy. That got close off turn 2.
Now Zach's yelling at me for...
Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Guest got
So
a really bad exit there off of turn 4, and that's going to open the door for Bolin.
He lost 2 spots there, and he'll continue to fall back now.
23-0.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm looking at the feed right now of it, and this is just ridiculous.
They hit back-to-back-to-back home runs, I think, in the second.
They have 5 home runs in 4 innings.
Yeah, back-to-back-to-back home runs, 3 straight pitches against the Rockies starter. The last time that happened, the Yankees against the Blue Jays in 2020 against the same pitcher, Chase Anderson. Oh my gosh. What a stat line.
There's just been disasters going on in baseball and in this race, so we're keeping you filled in on both of them. How about Kevin McAdams, though, just tagging on in 7th spot right behind this group of cars you're looking at here. Kevin, we saw he had that amazing wreck avoidance for the the catastrophe off of turn 4 there. And he's just holding his own right now. He's in no man's land, kind of, right behind our buddy Jordan Worth there. But and also Matt Spalding right behind Kevin. He's got a little bit of front-end damage there on the 7. Why is he in a SpongeBob SquarePants car? I don't know, but he's had a good run as he almost hits the wall off a 4. A lot of people that haven't been up front in FTF history are up front. And that's good to see in races like this.
Got to remember, too, that we're going to have one more pit stop before the end of this race. So we'll see what happens. But the way we've seen it tonight, we get a long green flag run, pit stops come, and then we get a stupid caution in the middle of it, and we stack them all up, and then we wreck a bunch. So it's happened both times tonight, in Stage 1 and Stage 2. We get a long green flag run, a caution comes out, and then we pile on after.
Graham Boland slipping back a little bit there in that blue number 84 Charlotte Phoenix car. He's on a little older tires than this group at the front here. He's on lap 37 of his stint, while everyone at the front is more on lap 32 to 35. So that is why you see Graham kind of slipping back a little bit. Very uncharacteristic for Graham. He's usually, the one passing people, not the one slipping back here. So we'll see if he stands pat here or falls victim to the Chris Davis, number 97 of Jordan Worth right behind him.
And that's all because he pitted under green before the cautions came out.
Before all hell broke loose.
Yes.
Another little group going back here. We see Logan Helton, Michael Gonzalez off of turn number 4. Logan in that 63, Gonzalez in the 75. This is for 11th. Oh, and Gonzalez just can't find the grip off the corner there. If you run the bottom at this track and you're trying to pass somebody, especially the lack of grip on the bottom mixed with the air effects on these cars, the side draft makes these things very difficult to handle side by side off the corners. Looks like Helton grazed the wall there. That's going to allow Lawson Peel to kind of close in that 12 car, and that SpaceX machine to try to find a way around these guys. So, Jacob, that's one thing that this kind of setup and package has allowed at this track is side-by-side racing and lots of it. We saw just as much last week as we have this week.
Uh-huh.
Stop looking at the score, by the way.
Well, it hasn't changed.
It's still 23 to nothing, so you're not missing anything.
This is true. Oh my gosh, that that poor third pitcher, something Davis, Noah Davis went out there to try and stop the bleeding. He's given up 8 earned runs. His ERA, I think, was around 8 when he came in. It's now at 11.34.
Oh boy. Oh, Michael Guest in the wall off of 4. You saw it there. Falkingham going to have a run on him going into turn number 1. Uncharacteristic of a car in clean air, getting tight off the corner like that and pushing into the wall. But if Guest can do it, that means anybody can. As we saw the lack of grip there for Falkingham, he's going to maybe fall into the clutches of Graham Boland, but Graham thinks better of it. By the way, shout out to Kevin King. We were talking over break. He's not here in the race tonight. I'm sure you guys know already, but he is currently at the Nationals-Padres game. The only Nationals fan there in attendance, and the Nationals are winning. So Kevin is a brave soul for being there, but it might pay off for him. So hoping for the best in that situation for Kevin.
Yeah, that's... like I said, I made fun of him on broadcast for going to this game because of how terrible the Nationals are. And they are beating the Padres 2-0.
You never know what can happen. That's why they play the games.
This is true.
So this, oh man, Graham Bolin chops the nose of Falkingham right there. This has allowed McAdams and Worth to catch these guys up here. There you see Jordan working to the outside of Falkingham. So they may have accidentally stumbled into a race here for the third spot on back.
Gotta wonder when you're going to start seeing folks come onto pit road, too. You pit here, you're in the window to make it to the end. Maybe give it 5 or 10 more laps so that way you ensure that if there's a late race caution and we go to overtime, you can still make it on fuel. But I got to think that the pay window is going to be open shortly.
Definitely will be. So we got a couple side-by-side battles here. The one on your screen we're watching, Jordan Worth, Daniel Falkingham. Got another one a little further back. Looks like Matt Spalding and Jonathan Oates are going at it. And they got another one. There's Michael Gonzalez and Lawson Peel. These guys have been racing pretty hard. This is all for 9th spot on back. They're coming to blows out of the tri-oval there.
Yeah.
Former FTF GNS Series champion Jonathan Oates in that 73. Been kind of quiet this season, but good to see him running around the top 10 and in it.
Yeah, he's missed a good amount of races. Needs some fill-in drivers throughout the year just to get the owner points. So that way, if he can't make it in on speed, he could fall back on points and have a shot at making it.
Oh, up front. 3 wide off of turn 4. Kevin McAdams looking underneath. Daniel Falkingham, Jordan Worth to the top of the racetrack. This is for 5th. Believe me, it's happening.
Yeah, Falkingham, McAdams still side by side.
There we go.
There it is. Now you see it.
Kevin is going to back out of that and keep his front row seat to the battle here between Worth and Falkingham. That's allowed Bolin, Buttafuoco, and White to drive away, and now they finally settle that. The battle we were watching before this from Lawson Peel on back has only gained more cars. So Jonathan Oshalim is caught up, Aaron Riolo is caught up, and this is getting juicier by the lap.
Spalding there on the outside. Helton on the bottom. Got Gonzalez right behind.
Oh.
Gonzalez loose and around! Into Riolo! No caution yet. Now it's out. And we'll get a caution with 41 to go. That'll put everybody in the window to make it on fuel.
If I know Michael Gonzalez like I think I do, he is not a happy camper right now in that 75. Get a replay. 3rd car there, 2nd car on the bottom. Just got loose.
Bam. Yep.
Nope. Didn't have enough room to correct it.
him.
Pushed up into him, as Jacob said, and around he goes. No fault of really anybody. There's no incidental contact. Just Gonzalez looping it a little bit off the corner and needed that high lane to corral it. It just wasn't there. So there you see the little wiggle. Gets the nose back. A little bit of contact with Spalding. And around they go. Fortunately, behind him, you're going to see one car right here just dive it through the grass unnecessarily. There we go.
Yeah.
A little bit too much for an evasive action.
That's Blake Reynolds.
Better to be safe than sorry for Blake, avoiding his teammate.
Yep. Go where they ain't. That's what he did. But as I mentioned, you pit here, you'll be in the window to make it to the end on fuel. Looks like that's what everybody's going to be doing.
I guess nothing came about with that potential lane change penalty for Graham Bolin on that last restart.
Yeah.
So,
My guess is because he jumped right back up, it was all good. But
that's what I'm assuming as well. So
I don't know.
what is Daniel Falkingham doing?
That's where his pit box is. They have to double stack him.
That's really where it is?
Yep.
Oh,
because
boy.
remember, we had 50. We only did one session tonight, so we had 50 guys in here. There are only 43 spots, so we have to double stack some folks.
Okay, I was getting concerned there.
Yep. I saw it in the first pit stop and thought, where is he going? Okay, that's his pit box.
Philip McCandless stays out.
Interesting.
What is going through Philip's mind here?
Well, Justin Malillo came over the radio right after the caution came out and said, I could make it on fuel. Sad face. So I wonder if
Are we going to see another McCandless try to fuel save his way to victory lane in an iRacing race? He's coming in.
I don't think it'll. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it'll work because of the tires.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so there goes Philip. And he did not lead a lap while doing it.
What is he doing? He's going 100 miles an hour. Did he ensure he got that lap led?
Yep.
Philip.
He did. It's going to be starting at the back anyway. You might as well.
I need to have a word with him. Hold on. Philip.
What?
What are you doing?
I wanted to get a lap lead.
That is what I thought. I saw you doing 105 down pit road.
Yeah, I mean, I got screwed. My race is over. I didn't want to screw the people up, that are trying to get the wave around. So, I mean, if they take it away, I kind of understand it. So, but yeah, I just thought I tried to speed up last pace lap to try and get it, but didn't get it.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I saw you coming in, you stayed out, and I'm like, he is speeding excessively in the pits. So I just wanted to make sure that you weren't upset or raging at anybody. So I just want to make sure everything's good.
I just had to serve a 40-second penalty instead of getting my 6.5 minutes of damage repaired.
Oh boy. So are you going to try to get it fixed and stay on the racetrack here and get all the points you can, or what's going to be the call going forward here for you, do you think?
Just stay on the lead lap and hope we get a classic FTF shit show with the green-white checkers at the end.
Oh my goodness. We're live, Philip.
Oh, sorry.
Goodness gracious. All right, well, we'll add one to the swear jar. Philip, thanks for joining us, man. Go get him again.
Thank you, Sean.
Coming out of Zach Johnson's paycheck. Come on now.
Sorry, Zach. Oh, man, Zach is not happy about this. Okay.
If you could hear what he just said, unbelievable.
we cannot repeat it over the air. If you thought what Philip said was bad.
All right, so we'll have a restart with 36 laps to go. Parker White, your leader, then Guest, Buttafuoco, Falkingham, Bolin, McAdams, Peel, Worth, Oates, Helton, your top 10. And we'll see how aggressive these drivers decide to be, knowing that they can make it to the end on fuel. No more pit stops. From here to the end, it's all go.
By the way, I am reading the chat here. So Chris Davis elaborated earlier that Jordan Worth's car, it's NATO Chris, America's favorite mustache on Jordan's car. So if you don't know Chris Davis, he has one of the greatest mustaches on earth right now. And you see it as his emote in the chat. That is him. So
here we go. 2 Toyotas on the front row. 4 in the top 5. Green flag. Parker White, go figure. He's gone. It's been like that all night. Meanwhile, Michael Guest clear for second. Buttafuoco side by side with Graham Bolin for third.
they are stacking up big time. Falkingham tried to glance 3 wide. They're staggered 3 wide off the corner. Falkingham will fall back in line.
Oh, McCandless through the grass. And he'll drop all the way to the back.
Oh, man, they're 3 wide going into 3. Jordan Worth, Logan Helton, Lawson Peel.
Well, and how that started, Peel got loose in turns 1 and 2, and McAdams had to cut to the inside to avoid. Without the room that Worth gave him, they would have wrecked.
Kevin said over the radio, and I quote, "Thank you so much for the room, Jordan. Oh, my God."
He knew they were in trouble. Currently sit 6th and 7th right now.
Oh, Falkingham got loose off of 2.
He makes himself a chicane. Put Kevin in the top 5 and Worth trying to join him in 6th.
he going to be able to clear him off of turn 4? We've seen just how difficult that is to do. Still loose for Falkingham. That car is not liking Daniel Falkingham right now. I'm not sure he lit the tires up or what, but he's got his hands full, and Jonathan Oates right to the back bumper.
Yeah, evil handling a race car. Let's put a car on the back bumper, see what happens, see if that makes it drive better. Whoa, Spalding!
Goodness
Man,
gracious.
oh man.
That car got the suds off of turn 2 there for a little bit. He's able to hang on to that.
Not quite the best day ever for the driver of the setup.
F is for freaking out after your car slides off of turn 2. More dive bombing happening. David Cabrera underneath Lawson Peel in the one. There is everything happening all at once. And Brandon Hawken, who we saw wrecked earlier, right behind these guys trying to claw his way back up.
Yeah, he wants to get by. Doesn't want to be too aggressive, but he's got Ashelin closing him in that 11. Oh, and Cabrera's a little loose off turn 4. And here comes Hawken to the apron, staggered 3 wide.
Oh, wow, what a drive-in
Meanwhile,
by Cabrera.
Graham Bolin is taking second spot away from Michael Guest. Now, doesn't matter because Parker White's gone, and he's still clicking off laps 0.2 a lap faster than everybody else. So
We might have to investigate that 011 after this race. That thing is wicked fast.
unless Parker White gets junked, Parker White won the race. It's the battle for second on back that we're really watching. We here with 30 to go. I mean, Parker White has just been too fast all night long. Looking for his 5th win on the season.
And it's not like he doesn't have any competition. These guys, Graham Bolin, Michael Guest, Daniel Falkingham, Buttafuoco, all of these guys are competing in the upper levels of eNASCAR, so it's not like he doesn't have any competition. Parker White has just been that good tonight. So unless something happens to that 011, he gets wrecked or his power gets shut off or his wheel fails, anything, that thing is set sail to victory lane so far. But we still got a long way to go here, Jacob. It's far from over. And speaking of this race, look at this race 3 wide off of turn number 2. Brandon Hawken trying his best, but he just can't make that bottom lane stick.
Just cannot get by these guys, and that's allowed Ashelin and Ryan Araki to reel him in. You know, Kevin's got some pressure down. Jordan Worth on the back bumper, closing in on Buttafuoco as well. We'll keep our eyes back here on this battle, though, with Peel, Hawken, Cabrera, and more.
I know you.
Yeah.
Oh, Peel got really tight off of turn 2 there. Lucky he didn't hit the wall.
Worth. And he'll make the pass. Worth it. Clear Kevin.
Kevin and Jordan are cordial, as history has shown. Yep. So, not too surprising there. I'm not seeing anything too crazy happening in the field right now, so things we may be exhaling right now a little bit, so which is good.
It's early.
Still 23-0 in the bottom of the 5th now.
Yeah. Did Frisch get in an accident?
I was just thinking that. I forgot where he was.
He's taking a nap on the pit lane right now.
I want to say. He had damage. He was probably involved in one of those big wrecks that we dealt with earlier.
Maybe. Battle for 3rd. See right there, Buttafuoco trying to get by Michael Guest, your winner from last week, and he's in the wall.
And upon further review, Frisch was heavily involved in the Seth Knoll incident catastrophe off of turn 4, so
yeah.
That did
disaster.
That car in. Yes. So a couple battles now. You see Michael Guest, Daniel Buttafuoco. Again, I feel like we said those names a lot over the last 2 weeks.
Cabrera. Okay. Thought he was going to send it 3 wide there.
Cabrera, Helton, and Oates. These guys are using whatever's left of these cars up at this stage of the race. I honestly don't blame them.
It's like we're in Martinsville.
It's like it's Martinsville 2021 all over again. If for those of you who were there, you know.
I was not there, and
Yeah.
Oh, Peel got way loose off turn 4, and Ashlam ran him over, and really had to check up. That's going to allow now Rocky to get by, put him in 13th. There's a reason I find some excuse to not be here for Martinsville.
3 wide again, yeah, especially that day. I was there for it. Jordan was. Blake McCandless was. Still sends shivers down our spine whenever the word Martinsville is said in FTF, but nonetheless,
Any league.
hasn't come in anything now.
Martinsville and Gateway, 2 of the worst tracks I've ever called races at. Ever. This track may be 3rd on that list. Not that tonight has been outstandingly terrible, but...
Zach said, "Where's Texas?" So I don't think it makes any list, good
Well,
or bad.
Texas... I didn't mind necessarily the Texas race we did earlier this year in FTF. But most of the time it is god-awful. But there's also... What saves us is the fact that Legacy Texas exists, so it makes it slightly better, if that's used, but...
87s are there this week, by the way, so run that. It is fun. Still advocating for the car. We finally have a battle on our hands. Lawson Peel underneath David Cabrera. This is for 11th.
Chris Wetz says he is pitting. He is 1 lap down. So he'll make the call to come to pit road.
Heck of a
Side
battle
by side, McAdams and Falkingham. This is for 6th.
And for your Ryan Pendicio and Brett Pancari fans, they are battling for 28th right now. We got every inch of this track covered.
Wow. In what? Concrete?
Yes. And eyes here at FTF. We focus on the battles.
I just hope that this is not a preview of tomorrow's race.
It's okay.
If I see a crash getting onto pit lane in stage number 1, I'm turning the race off.
I mean, David.
Trouble, Cabrera! What's up with Cabrera? He's pitting.
They can make it on fuel. This is curious. What happened here? Something had to have...
He got loose off 2, but instead of saving it, he just stayed out of it and hit it.
We need clarification there.
Blinking. His motor just blew up. Trouble, Zabelski saved it. No, that's Blake Reynolds. This is a different wreck. Good Lord.
What is happening to Blake Reynolds' car? This is uncharacteristic. He still got damage.
So I think with Cabrera, it was a temperature issue?
That can happen.
But it only blew up once he got to the box. It wasn't blowing up before.
Maybe it's a hardware temperature issue?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Battle for 2nd. No, that's 3rd.
There we go.
Gaston Botafuco still. You've got Worth right behind.
Jordan might be the
15 to go.
Jordan might be the faster car to these two, so look for him to push whoever he thinks has the momentum by. He pushes Guest on by, and now he's going to look to clear Botafuco. Good run for Jordan tonight. Doing Chris
Season
Davis
high.
proud.
11th back at Texas. That's Jordan Worth's best finish this year. Has yet to finish inside the top 10.
Jordan, when he feels like it, he is a good driver. People forget how dominant he was in the A car all those years ago. So he does know what he's doing.
Lucas Plessel is pitting. Now he didn't pit. He did not pit under the caution. So he's making his way to pit road. He needs fuel.
Here he goes. The iconic number 45. Back up to this battle again. Buttafuoco, Guest still side by side. I don't think this has any resolution anytime soon. It all depends on who Jordan wants to see win this battle, and he might just screw around and push Buttafuoco for that. We'll see what he does.
Let them use their stuff up. You can pass both of them.
As they go 3 wide, history has shown in this race that does not work very well, so he stays right behind Buttafuoco.
Instead, they're almost beating doors down the back straightaway. That 13 and the 9, and oh man, Worth is up the hill. Here comes Falkingham underneath.
And he got really loose to the middle of 3 and 4. So now Jordan's got his hands full again with Falkingham, so his chance to get a couple of spots is going to have to wait. We are inching ever so closer to 10 laps remaining in this race. So again, anything can happen. This thing's far from over.
Parker White still with a 9/10 of a second lead over Graham Boland. I wonder if he's going to do what Carl Edwards did in an Xfinity race here once and just go around the racetrack, take his hands off the wheel down the straightaway.
Don't say that.
I mean, he has been that fast all night long.
Daniel Buttafuoco is... He says, sorry about that, I'm just bad. He
says running
there.
Third.
I know. And how patient are these guys going to be behind him? You're not missing anything. Graham Boland and Parker White ahead of these guys are gone.
Super spread out. Yeah, you're not missing anything in front of them. This is the best battle on the racetrack.
The most important one, anyway.
Yep. McAdams has recaught this group as well. Got Logan Helton closing in right behind. So this could become a 5-car battle, or a 6-car battle, excuse me, before we get to the checkered flag.
As our buddy Travis Brown loves to say, we got a 6-horse pony show at the dog races forming right now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, fucking him!
Oh, boy.
Almost turning. Jordan Worth gives him a push down the backstretch now. McAdams is going to dive it into turn 3.
On board with Kevin.
Thank you, Jacob.
Oh, and he's up the racetrack.
This is going to get hectic. You know, they're going to lose patience here. We're inside of 10 to go. So we really need to sort this battle between Buttafuoco and Guest out, especially for the guys behind. Jordan just doesn't know where to go. He's trying to push Guest around the top now. He's got to help them figure this out before it's too late.
And it's not like if somebody can break away from this
goes.
battle, they'll catch the leader. Here comes Jordan. 3 wide. Too far back.
Oh, I think he tried to back the corner up a little bit. That's not going to work. That's going to open the door for Falkingham. Jack Mace is blown a right front, he says.
Very cool. Don't know how you do that here, but all right.
It is kind of puzzling.
Driving the car very... Oh, contact between Kevin and Helton off turn 2. It's a lap car. Brian Zabelski just came off the pit road. Going to be to the outside as these guys go flying by, coming to 6 laps to go.
If people don't realize just how much that wall straightens out and kind of juts in off of turn number 4 until you hit it. So you see these cars having to compensate for that. So that's why it's so tough to run that top side that Guest is. And Buttafuoco pushes up a little bit. Falkingham gets loose.
Oh.
This is breaking down right in front of our eyes here.
They're not going to have much grip left as these tires continue to age. They're on 30-lap-old tires. We hit 5 to go.
So Parker White has won the race. Congratulations, Parker. Graham Boland has finished second, but who the heck is going to finish third out of all 6 of these guys? Oh, Logan Helton almost got into Kevin McAdams off of 2 there.
Almost contact between Guest and Buttafuoco again.
They're trying everything right now. They're backing the corner up, throwing it in there. They just cannot get away from the side draft in this thing.
Yeah, these cars exist. Put it that way. To say it nicely.
They are a vehicle that rolls.
Gas-powered piece of machinery.
There we go.
Or piece of something.
Piece
Coming
of
to 3 to
virtual
go.
machinery. 24-0 now.
Oh my gosh. At least they're in the 6th. They're moving right along.
Jeez. Does Jordan Worth split the middle if Guest does that again? Guest is trying to get the heck away from that side draft. And it looked like it helped him a little bit.
I don't think he has enough speed to get there. I really don't.
On board with Jordan. He's got Falkingham right in his rearview mirror. Trying to push Guest right on by. And this is so tough. If Guest washes up, Jordan might think about it. There's just no room to do anything. Falkingham goes underneath. And Buttafuoco finally clears Guest for third.
Contact with Worth and I know who you are, Falkingham. 2 to go. So this battle chills out, at least for now. Buttafuoco runs away and may pick up another podium finish. Down the back straightaway, this is still 4th, 5th on back you're seeing. Worth in the 5th spot. Trying to hold on. Last lap, white flag in the air for Parker White. Meanwhile, back to the battle.
Kevin McAdams, Daniel Falkingham. This is where our focus is turned now. So, and how about Oshalim right there as well in that 11 car, just behind these guys. McAdams with a little bit of advantage, but off of turn number 4, this is how far ahead Parker White is. Yeah. He's coming off the corner to win here at Nashville.
Domination and understatement. Parker White, your winner at Nashville.
Jordan Worth.
Oh, man. Well,
Graham Boland 2nd, Buttafuoco 3rd, Guest 4th, Worth 5th. Bravo to these guys from 3rd on back for putting on that great show there.
As much of a disaster that was, this might be the first race in 5 weeks, excluding Road America, where we didn't have a bunch of late race cautions.
They let it play out, as they say.
Yeah, like we had a 35 lap green flag run at the end of this deal. How about that? For the 5th time this year, Parker White burns down the house on the front straightaway.
Look at that 8 he just made with the donuts.
Probably how many wins he's going to have after this season's done.
Bold prediction by Parker White.
Yeah.
Absolutely dominant, though. I mean, literally nobody had anything for him in this race. Short run, long run. Parker White, absolutely dominant here at Nashville Superspeedway. Well-deserved win for sure, and he blew the engine up. So good win, Graham Boland. No, we're just kidding. There's no penalty for that.
Yep. So, results: Parker White, your winner. Graham Boland 2nd. Then Buttafuoco, Guest, Worth, McAdams, Falkingham, Helton. Oshalim coming home in 9th. That's his season high and his first top 10 of 2023. Jonathan Oates rounding out the top 10. Similar deal for Oates, his first top 10 of 2023.
And next 10, you see Brandon Hawkin, just 2nd straight week. He's had to claw his way through the field to get a solid finish. He finishes 11th. Lawson Peel, another solid run. The 12th car finishes 12th. Seth Knoll, after the absolute debacle that he caused off of turn 4, is going to finish 13th there. Matt Spalding, a solid run in the SpongeBob car in 14th. Ryan Naraki, a good run in 15th. Justin Malillo, a top 20 for Justin. I'm sure he's going to be happy with that. Zach Hudson, another good run in 17th. Frank DeAngelis, 18th. Aaron Riolo, 19th. And Jonathan Goke in the man cave rounds out the front 20.
21st tonight belongs to Cole Freilich. Paul Mikolajczyk in 22nd. Ryan Doucette, really quiet night from him. He finishes 23rd. Ryan Pandicio, 24th. Brett Puncari, 25th. Blake Reynolds struggled tonight. He comes home 26th. Art Reimer, 27th. Michael Gonzalez, 28th. Landon Mills, 29th. Philip McCandless comes home 30th.
By the way, if you're making a scoring ticker at home, just make sure it fits Philip Cecil McCandless all the way through there. That'll be the longest name you put on there. The rest of the field here, Lucas Plussel, 31st. Brian Sabelski, 32nd. Chris Wetz, Jack Mace, David Cabrera, Michael Frisch is still sitting on pit road, by the way. I'm not sure if he just left his computer or what. Blake Bryant, disappointing run in 37th. Nate Stewart, another disappointing run in 38th. Alex Kolinick as well. And Kwame Scott, running up front a lot in this race, will be relegated to 40th at the end of this one.
Well, let's talk with some folks. How about your race winner? Jesus. Race winner, Parker White. Good Lord.
Oh, boy.
All right, well, Parker, once again, complete domination. You led most of the laps tonight. Was there anything that could have happened that would have prevented you from winning this race? Maybe somebody running into you as you were trying to come to pit road?
Yeah, definitely. If there was like a yellow there, obviously at the end, that would have been very hard to still win, because I know a lot of people would have taken two. But the interesting thing with the setups that have been in the league recently, the left side tires actually wear a bit more than the rights. At least in the short run, long run, it tends to even out. But if you were to take two, basically it's going to be extremely loose. So I was just going to take four if the yellow came up there and probably just have to drive through a couple cars. But I really felt like my pace was extremely good the entire night, and I was able to consistently hit the bottom every single lap. And that's probably the biggest thing to this track to make the speed, is just being consistent, hitting the line. And I was able to do that every lap and set the fastest lap times. And my tires actually felt very good, and I'm guessing that's probably because of clean air, but just to start the run, it felt really loose, and I feel like that was the only part of the run that I was at a disadvantage. And then long run, it would start to tighten up, and it felt really good for me. I had a lot of grip. So I don't really think there was much to worry about, but there was one run where Graham was really quick on the restart, and I had to push to keep him behind me, but that was about it. It was a really fun race.
Looking ahead, we've got the double next weekend. We've got the Chicago Street Course and then Chicago Land. I assume Chicago Land won't be that much of a challenge for you, but the Street Course, that'll be a different ballgame for you.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We have the Coke race there on Tuesday night, so that'll definitely help me out for just getting laps at that track. So hopefully it'll go smoothly. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of lap cars, a lot of traffic to go through, and with how that track is, if there's just one mistake from anyone, even from me, if I hit the wall or something, I know there's a couple corners where if you just barely hit the wall, you're going to get sent into the next wall and just break the car. So just being very consistent and just trying to stay out of trouble is going to be the key to winning next week at Chicago, or Chicago Street Circuit, I should say.
Well, Parker, best of luck at the road course on Saturday and in the Coke Series coming up on Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Parker White, your race winner for the 5th time in 2023. Let's talk with second place Graham Bolin with Sean.
Graham, I finished P2 here tonight, man, so not a lot of people had anything for Parker White here, as you guys saw. So you think you had anything for him if we had a little bit of a longer run to finish this one out?
Not really. I mean, we were kind of even until I started shifting, and then I kind of melted the tires. But I mean, it was like I think he was like really fast short run, and I just couldn't match that pace. Like I didn't really have the turn short run, and I just feel like I would have to put it on the right rear. So it was a good race though. Like I wish I didn't get unlucky with that caution to begin with, because I lost a lot of track position, but it was a good race other than that.
Yeah, something for Cosman. I'm sure he'll be happy with this finish. I'm sure he's very appreciative of you hopping in the car for him this week. Parker in his interview mentioned getting to the bottom is so important here. So we've seen, you experienced it the whole race. You know, it's so hard to pass, especially on the bottom, even if you had to go 3 wide. So just how important was it to kind of maintain that speed middle off there, just to even have a chance of clearing everybody? Because we saw the side draft was just so strong.
Well, the side draft was so strong in the right rear that I would try to make up the spots on the outside without killing my stuff and try to stay in the rubber. Because the right rear side draft is so OP in this car that even if you're way faster, especially at this track for some reason, I would have to have a huge run to even attempt to pass on the bottom. So like short run, I would use the top, and then long run, as like everyone would struggle center off, I would start using the bottom.
Yeah, we saw that. It looked like it was working for you to get past a few cars there a little bit, played the strategy right towards the end, got you that P2. So looking ahead, I don't know if you're going to be running the Chicago Street Course here next week. I know you guys are going there in Coke for the next race. So that should be fun. So what are your thoughts going into next week's race at Chicago Street Course, then Chicago Land, a little bit more of a normal track for you? But how pumped are you to get some laps on the street course?
Oh, it's good. Like, I've been practicing already, so I won't have to like do anything. And then I'll be running Cosman's number again, so that's good. And get more points for him. And then I don't know after that, like probably just ask to run someone else's number because like I'm not really in points or anything. I just race for people at this point.
A super sub Graham Boland, done heard for that. So not very many better people you want to have in your car. But Graham, appreciate you talking to us, man. Good job on the P2, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week here in Chicago.
Thank you, Sean.
Jake.
All right, let's talk with the third place finisher, Daniel Buttafuoco, coming home P3 tonight. Another strong run, another solid points day. Not that points necessarily really matter in your case. You've got a big gap back to the cutoff line, but nonetheless, inching your way closer toward locking yourself in the playoffs. 5th top 5 on the year. Man, what's it going to take to get you to victory lane, man?
Find a way to beat Parker White. That's for sure. Ran, I don't think we ever were lower than 4th the whole race, which is good. So that's positive. Kind of kicking myself again. I feel like I had a fun battle with Guest there for the 2nd race in a row, but I feel like I should have been able to get around him sooner, and I think I should have been more patient with it. Because Jordan Worth was kind of forcing my hand there towards the end, so I had to go for it. But it's just so tight when you're underneath the guy. And because it's getting tighter and tighter, I just had no choice but to crank and just try different things in order to get a better drive off the corner. But still was fun. I mean, I made some contact with him on straightaways, which was me being stupid, but trying to get a side draft. But still had fun racing him. It's always fun racing Mike. Just wish I could have been able to get that move sooner. Because we lost so much time to Graham and Parker, but another podium finish. So things are on the up. So it's always a positive. And also want to say big thank you to everybody in North Force Racing for all the support. JD, who paints my cars, but has been a big mentor for me, who's been helping me out, spotting for me in Road to Pro, and was just chilling, watching me race, giving me some tips, and definitely helped out. So, yeah, overall in all, a good race, but still a little upset at myself. Shouldn't have made it that hard towards the end, but still was still a solid race for us.
Looking ahead next week, the doubleheader in Chicago, the Chicago Street Course Saturday, Chicago Land on Sunday. 2 completely different racetracks. Let's talk about the road course first, because outside of the drivers in the Coke Series, most folks aren't going to have a lot of experience going into that track next week.
I haven't bought the track yet, so that's a problem. That would help, especially since I'm on the box for Derek for Coke, so it'll probably be a good thing to buy it soon. But yeah, it's a different one. I've seen a couple of my teammates race, run some laps there. It honestly doesn't seem that bad of a road course. I think there's some sections where it's a bit too tight, where you can literally just fit one car barely. So, but there's other parts of the track where it looks like you get some good side by side there. But it's going to be one of those tracks where you have to get your elbows out, I think, in order to get a pass done, unfortunately. But should be, I hope it's not chaotic like Road America was. And Chicagoland, well, I think needs an introduction. I think that track is going to be a lot of fun. You'll probably work the top in the middle for the first half of the race, but I think towards the end, the bottom will be pretty strong. But looking forward to that one. I think that's going to be a really fun race. I think that's one that a lot of people in the series are looking forward to. So it'd be great if we could get a win there. Absolutely. I don't think it'll happen because you got guys like Parker, Graham in the field, and even Mike and Reynolds. So it'll be tough, but I'll do the best I can and try to have fun with it because it's a track no longer on a schedule, so it will be a blast, I think.
There you have it. Daniel Buttafuoco, 3rd place tonight. We'll see you next week.
Yep, see ya. Take care.
3rd place finish for Buttafuoco. Points are complete. Since there's no lights on Monday, we get points done a little bit faster now. You see Parker White, 5 wins. Michael P. Frisch still has the most points without a win, but Buttafuoco closes the gap. He passes Mercurio since he's not here. He didn't take an LPP. Neither did Kevin King. Hawkins sits 13th. Your cutoff line sits right now at Daniel Falkingham. Malik Ray still in the top 25. Same with Sebastian Marin. So their wins count right now to put them in the show. Remember, you have to make 20 starts or more for your win to count and lock you in, and you have to be in the top 25 in points. Roll down through the rest to see the folks that are going to need some help in order to get themselves in a position where they could win and lock themselves in. You still see a couple of folks on there that we haven't seen in a while, like a Michael Cozy Jr. or a Derek Justice, who have missed the last several races outside the top 30.
A lot of big names here in that little section as well. But, it's this season. The season's still young. A lot of these guys can win at any given time to propel themselves up there. But, man, Parker White, 5 wins to start this season out. I mean, this has just been an absolute masterclass for Parker. So 5 wins, 10 top 5s, 11 top 10s for Parker. I mean, there's just been no one better this season at all than Parker White. So he's got the momentum rolling. Hopefully he can roll it in to the Chicago Street Course and Chicagoland Speedway next week. So it should be a fun doubleheader. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Maybe not the Street Course for me, but Chicagoland Speedway, yes, for sure.
Looking forward to it. We'll have it here for you on Saturday and Sunday. Core's got the exhibition race in the street stocks at Charlotte on Monday. FTF1 is somewhere on Friday. Other than that, your winner, Parker White, yet again. Oh, by the way, the Angels are still beating the Rockies 24-0. I wanted to leave you with that final thought. FTF1, they're also at Chicagoland, so it's a Chicago weekend coming up Friday through Sunday right here on FTF. For all the folks at FTF, for Zach Johnson, our producer, Sean Butler, alongside me, I'm Jacob Pitts. Parker White, your winner of the Kick in the Tires 400K in Nashville. We'll see you Saturday.
Let's go Mets.